Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, Finding Joy in the Everyday. I'm so glad you come back. This is a new channel where I'm trying to reinvent myself and get back into telling stories and sharing things with the YouTube community. I've decided to do set videos on set days with different themes, and Friday, which is today, is Friday Book Club. And I want to do this because I absolutely love reading. I am a writer, but I love reading, and I love to recommend books to other people too, and I love other people to recommend books to me. I love fiction and non-fiction, different themes, different genres. So if you've got any book recommendations, pop them in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you, and I'd love to see if there's any books that I've missed, that I've not read, that I may enjoy. So I'm going to talk about a book a week, and today I'm actually going to talk about a book that I actually wrote. Not because I want to brag about the book that I wrote, but actually because it is the most important book I've ever read and ever written, because it means so much to me. And I'll insert a photo of the book here. And it is called Finding Joy in the Everyday, which coincidentally is the name of this channel. And it was written just after my mum's funeral in March 2023. Now, I am an avid journaler. I'm actually a therapeutic writing teacher as well, and I teach journaling as part of helping and improving people's mental health. And writing is so powerful, and I personally have gained so much from journaling. And going through grief, as we know, is so difficult and can actually make you quite ill as well. And I really struggled after my mum died, because I was a carer for so many years. When she passed away, I felt like I had nothing left to do in the world. I felt devoid of emotion. I didn't know if I had a role anymore in life, and I didn't know what else to do. Now, luckily, I was already journaling, so I journaled and wrote down my feelings and emotions. But I also write down what I call observational journaling, which is looking at the world around you and seeing and writing down what you see, and those little quirky things, conversations that you overhear on a bus, and just observing the world, those little tiny things that bring you joy don't have to be big dramatic things. They can be the small things, like seeing flowers in bud, or watching a cat climb a tree, or watching squirrels play, or watching dogs play together. It can be just the simplest of things. And so this book, Finding Joy in Every Day, is a reflection of 12 months of my life from March 23 to February 24. And I've used entries from my journal. Now, there are a lot of books out there on grief, wonderful books. A lot of them explain what grief is, how we feel, the symptoms, the different stages of grief. But I didn't get any benefit from books like that. I didn't feel hopeful when I read those books. I read a couple of books after Mum died that a friend gifted me, and I just didn't feel positive when I read them. I didn't feel any better. So my book is the book I needed to read. I wrote the book I needed to read, and they always say that about writers, that sometimes writers write the book that they want to actually read, and it's not being written yet. So this is the book. Now, in the book, I've captured real life conversations, real life events, observations. I also include my own personal feelings, emotions. Some of them are dark, some of them are full of grief, but I intersperse this with humour and hopefulness. And I also observe and write down gratitude. Gratitude is just so important for our mental health, because it really stops us from spiraling into depression and anxiety, because when we see what we have to be grateful for, things don't seem as dark as they did before we thought about gratitude. So, I'm very aware that grief is so different for everyone. We get through it the best way we can. And that's what I'd always say to someone, just get through it how you feel is natural for you. If you want to go for a walk every day, or you want to write down your feelings, or you want to record your feelings on a video like this, do so. It's that awful feeling of loss is just so deep seated that I don't think there is one set way that is out there that helps us all at the same time get through our grief. I don't think we get through grief. I don't think we ever get over it, but I think we learn to manage it, and that's the difference. So in this book, I record all the quirky little conversations I had, all the things that I've witnessed, even the conversations I've overheard, which some people would call eavesdropping. And those little things put into a book made me feel part of the world again, part of the human race, because I felt so disjointed from everything. When Mum died, I didn't know where to turn. I didn't know what was left for me in life. I felt useless. I almost felt guilt. I felt like I'd let her down. I felt hopeless. And even though I was prepared, as in I had notice of her imminent passing, it was still a massive shock. And I've heard that before, that it's still a shock. So the book helped me deal with grief. It helped me find little pockets of joy every single day. And it made me feel, okay, like today is not a great day, but I've seen 3 things, that made me smile. Very small things, it could be a cat running on a wall, and I mean, in here I've recorded things that I didn't realise till I wrote the book and then reread it. I thought, wow, there was quite a lot of little joyous moments there, things that made me smile, and I kind of missed them at the time, but because I was recording it, I was able to then look back and think, on that day that you felt that deep hurt, that you thought you'd never get over it, you managed to see something beautiful in the world that day. So I'm going to read you a little bit from the book, just a little excerpt. And it's Monday the 20th of March 2023, just 3 days after Mum's funeral. Today is the first day of spring. Remnants of Mum's funeral lie scattered around the house. Wilting coffee-coloured daffodils bow their heads with exhaustion, much like myself. Sympathy cards adorn the windowsill, each one a reminder of the love and support I have felt over the last few weeks. Gazing into the garden, I see delicate green buds unfurling on the barren tree, excited to wake from their winter slumber. I also start to unfurl, stretching out into a new world, a world without Mum. It is Monday, and as the world starts a new working week, I cautiously leave the house, feeling empty but resolving to embrace life as Mum would have wished. The deep-seated pain that lies heavy on my chest follows me as I shut the front door behind me, my dog George eagerly pulling on his lead. Just one step at a time, Susanna. Let's do this. My dog George stops to sniff at the corner of my neighbour's garden wall. I watch him as he excitedly wags his tail, and I wonder what type of dog stopped there this morning. What was their name? What does their owner look like? Are they suffering with grief too? My thought pattern is interrupted as my neighbour comes out just as George pees on his wall. I am mortified and offer a weak, pathetic smile. I'm guessing there will be no neighbourly Christmas card this year. An elderly man walks towards me, supported by a rather old-fashioned walking stick. I hear the tap-tap of the wooden cane as he edges closer to me, and I wonder if he knows how loud the sound is. He nods at me. "Good morning, lovely day." I smile back, trying to ignore the fact that it is raining. Good morning. The wilting daffodils on the dining table continue their journey into daffodil heaven. I wonder if I can do anything to save them. I give them fresh water, but an hour later they look worse than ever. I want to blame the water, but I know in my heart their time on earth is at an end. My heart sinks knowing I am helpless in my quest to revive them. I think of Mum and how I thought wishful thinking would save her too. My wishful thinking was not enough. Sometimes we have to accept the inevitable, I guess. I say goodnight and thank you to them before heading up to bed, knowing I will have yet another funeral to attend to in the morning. 3 things I am grateful for today. Daffodils that brighten springtime. Sympathy cards that show us how much we are loved. My life with Mum. And so the book goes on over the year, recording events, conversations, and those pockets of joy that I managed to find even while I was so consumed by grief. And when I'd finished the book, I read the book in its actual book form. It just felt like I'd been through a big healing process. And that doesn't mean to say the grief had gone. I don't think grief ever goes. I think we learn to manage the grief. And yes, there are days that I just miss Mum so much and I have a little cry and I wish so much she was here. But writing the book has been really cathartic for me. It's made me feel like I've gone through an actual process of healing, and I continue that process even now. I still do journal every day. But the book also made me realise that I had seen these little glimmers of joy along the way of my first year after Mum passed away. But you're so wrapped up in your grief, sometimes we miss those little things. And this book, because I was recording everything, the book then gave me a record of, you know what, Susanna, there is always something to be grateful for. And however hard it is, it is a wonderful world and we can have a wonderful life. It's a different life without our loved ones, absolutely. But I think Mum would have been very proud of me for writing this book. And I'm certainly proud of it, which is why I brought it to today's Friday's Book Club, because I'm proud of it. And I think if it can help one person feel a little less lonely through grief, because grief is extremely lonely. You feel like you're going through it alone and isolated, which makes everything feel a lot worse. So I wrote the book for myself, but I also wrote it for others as well, who potentially are going through the same thing and who just need something, a way to actually get through the most few difficult months, which are generally at the beginning of the grief period. I think it's been enlightening for me because somebody who bought the book contacted me and said they had started journaling now as a result of this. They'd never journaled before and now they just find it so helpful to help with their mental health and their feelings, particularly the negative feelings around guilt, around grief. So if I could just make a difference to one person's life by writing this, then it's absolutely been worth it. And I know it's a book I'm really proud of. I will always be proud of it. So that's my recommendation for today, is my book, Finding Joy in the Everyday, A Journey of Grief and Gratitude. You can find the link below if you want to have a look at it. And just a message for those of you that are going through grief at the moment. It's tough. It's really tough. But there is help out there. There are things we can do for ourselves, but sometimes if it's too tough, you may need help, counselling. Please reach out to anyone if you're feeling really low. Your GP, doctor, is probably the first point of call, but there is always the Samaritans that you can ring 24/7. The number is just Google and the number will come up. And there is always someone out there to help you if you're going through grief at the moment. And please remember, you are not alone. There is always someone out there who is either willing to help or to listen, or someone just to say, you know, I understand. I understand. I understand how tough it is. You will be okay. Honestly, you will be okay. You can still grieve, but you can still be okay too. So my love goes out to anyone suffering from that really intense grief, because it is really, really hard to get through. But you will be okay. So so every Friday from now on, there will be Friday's book club, and I'll be recommending a book and let you know why I like it. And but yeah, if you've got any comments about books that you think I might like, please pop them in the comments below, and I'd love to see what books you're recommending and whether I should be reading them. So that's it from me today, and I hope you have a lovely weekend, and I will be back on Sunday I'm going to do a Sundays with Susanna video every Sunday, which is like a general chit chat about different things. It could be things in the news, it could be things that I'm interested in, or current affairs, or just things that I find interesting that it'd be good to have a chat with you and you know, connect with someone else who might feel the same. And then hopefully there will be another video after that as well. So come back to the channel, like and subscribe to this channel so you don't miss anything. And it would really, really help me out too, because it's a tough old world. When you're my age and you're starting again with YouTube, it's so tough. But so worthwhile, because I just feel like I've found my place in the universe to talk and share my stories with, and share it with a lovely community on YouTube, which I know exists out there. So thank you very much. Have a great rest of the day, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.